Hello, welcome to Lazy Gal Podcast. I'm your host, Seisha Ganate. So, this is more of an unscripted video, I would say, just because I just wanted to talk about something. And honestly, I had some plans of what I wanted to make my next episode, but honestly, this is something that's been on my mind, and it's really just the power of your word. So, your mind can be trained. Honestly, I really believe that your mind can be trained. For example, from negative thoughts to positive thoughts, from believing something to believing another thing. That's the most amazing part about being a human being is the ability to change. We have the ability to change our thoughts, the way that we look, the way that we act, our actions. We are creatures capable of change. And one of the best things you can do for yourself is take advantage of that. You need to change. There's no way that when you came out of the womb, that is the same person you are right now. Not possible. So, today, what we're going to talk about is the power of your word. Now, what do I mean by the power of your word? This could just be your everyday things. For example, you could be talking about the way that you act. You could be like, yeah, I'm so horrible. I'm so dumb. I'm so this. What is that reaffirming? That's just telling yourself that you are these negative things. And not only are you telling yourself, you're also telling other people, and you're changing their perspective of you subconsciously. Because if you hear something a lot of times, you're going to believe it. That's just how it works. And honestly, it is the way that you deal with it or take it, because I know people who sometimes don't mean it, but they just say it. And honestly, it's like you have to be intentional with what you say and how you say it, because a lot of the times you don't understand the negative effects of this, and you don't understand how much it is really affecting you. So, one of the things I really noticed about myself is just the ability to, I guess, divert from negative thinking. I could not do so well on something and be like, you know what, it's okay. Like next time I have to study harder. It doesn't mean that I lack the skills or the ability to get there. I mean, I might like it now, but I have the potential to get there. But constantly telling myself no, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I can't do this, I'm a failure, I don't know how to do this. That's just telling myself, give up, give up, give up. You'll never make it because you're never gonna get there. And honestly, this kind of thinking is not gonna get you anywhere, and it's certainly not gonna do you any good. So, what can you do to fix that? So the step one was, I talk about this in most of my videos. Step one is just knowing, is just being aware that you have this thing that you want to change in your life. Oh, that you don't like this way of thinking. You don't like how you always tell yourself, oh, I could be better, I could do this, I could do that. You are constantly beating yourself up over something, but you're not approving, or you're not actually acknowledging your successes and what you've been doing. The way that I do this is I try to be very intentional with my thinking. So this could be like a subconscious thought, like when you look in the mirror, the first thing most people see is their own insecurities. It's because to you it just seems so apparent. It seems so out there that you believe that everyone must see the same things and they think the same things about you. But if you see someone for the first time, most of the majority of the time I would say you're not looking at their insecurities. Majority of the time you don't even process the face of the person that walked past you, because most of the time people are just so invested in themselves and are just getting from point A to point B, or thinking about all the things in their life. They do not have the time to process if the person on the other side of the street has a lot more acne than them. They're not processing the fact that someone is a little bit more on the heavier side than them. People have their own goddamn things to worry about, and the last thing they're worrying about is just some random person they saw on the street. So that is why I'm tell myself hey, go easy, because you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I wish I wasn't this, I wish I didn't have that, I wish I didn't look like XYZ, I wish I didn't act like XYZ. And honestly, I'm gonna be so honest with you, you can fix it. You can change yourself. You kind of are just a persona. You can change the way that you look, the way that you act. It will take time, it will take hard work, and it will take intention. So if you're ready to commit, then commit. Commit to losing the weight, committing to getting healthier skin, healthier hair, committing to feel better in your body every single day. That is an intentional way to do so. And you're not wrong for wanting to change something. People always say you should be happy, you shouldn't, changing the way that you look is you don't you're saying it's bad. No, it's not. If you struggle with something your whole life, the only thing you want to do is be free of that struggle. And the only way you can be free of the struggle is work through that problem. You can learn to love yourself that way and be happy that way and not want to change anymore, or you can fix that problem and be happy with your results. Now, there are two ways that that works. So, obviously, we can't have we can't always work out. Like, I mean, work it out, I would say. My number one thing is just be aware of what's going on in your mind and the thoughts that you think and the thoughts that you say out loud. The thoughts that you think should already be positive, but the thoughts that you say out loud 100% should be positive. Why are you affirming negative things about yourself? Like, who needs enemies when you have yourself? Like, why are you saying like you're this and that in such a negative light when no one is really noticing? No one is really caring, I would say. People notice things that you put the effort in for. Like, let's say you don't like the way that your a certain part of you looks when you're in this outfit. And if you put in the time to, make up for that, you do your hair, you do your makeup, you make sure you smell good, people are going to notice that. They're not going to notice the one small thing that you think they're noticing. They're going to notice the thing that you put the effort into. So if you don't put in the effort to do something, like that's what it is. No one's going to really realize something that's very small or something that's very normal, I would say. But if you put in the work to, let's say, make your hair look really good, people are going to notice that more than anything else. So don't worry about it. Honestly, like, the first thing that you say when you see yourself should not be something bad. Like, I try, if I do think, I'm like, you know what, like, it's honestly, like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And, like, let's say I have a goal to fix this problem, and I have a set of steps to fix it. Just follow the steps. Like, I'm telling myself, like, hey, like, you're going to the gym, you're eating healthier, you're trying to cut down on sugar. Like, yeah, here and there, you eat a little bit more sugar, a little bit, something that's a little bit more unhealthy than you should. But honestly, like, it happened. Process the fact, why did it happen? Is it because you didn't eat a big enough lunch that you felt hungry around like 5 p.m. when you should like not be snacking, you should be full? So how can you fix that? So have a really streamlined process of how this goes. Often I'm like, you know what, like, I shouldn't have had that 9 p.m., 10 p.m. meal. But is it because I didn't eat enough at 5 p.m. or because I went to the gym and I was really hungry because I did cardio that day instead of something more lightweight? So things like that is just what helped me with that process, is like going through the issue at hand. Like, you think a negative thought and you go, no. Why is it here? What am I doing to fix this negative thought? And where did it stem from? And honestly, the most important part I would really say is just knowing what your next step is. Once you have this thought about yourself that you don't want, you know that this is a bad thought, you just want to get rid of it. Like, you don't want these negative emotions anymore. What are your next steps? So, for example, let's say that you have some insecurity. Honestly, I don't even know what insecurity example I should take, but you have an insecurity. The first thing you should not tell yourself is this, I'm so this, I'm so that, I'm so blah, blah, blah. No. Hello. What's wrong with you? You're literally telling other people what's wrong about yourself. Are you kidding me? You know, the number one reason why people are like being extroverts so great, especially in a college life, is because you are selling yourself and you're selling your values and what you can bring to the table. So if you, this is more professional, but if you're going to a job fair, if you're going somewhere where people need to know what you can bring to the table, the first thing you're going to say is, like, I'm good at this, I can do that, and I have these skills. You're not going to say, oh, like, I look bad on this day, or I'm so dumb, I don't know how to do this. Why would you say that to someone? Exactly, like, this is someone who could potentially change your life, who could give you the job that you've always wanted, who could give you the raise, who could give you the promotion, who could give you the skills and networking needed for your goals to achieve what you want. And you're going to tell them, no, I'm this, I'm that, I'm bad at this, I'm bad at this, I don't know how to do that, I will never know how to do that, I'm so stupid, I'm so horrible. You wouldn't say that. No one in the right mind is going to say that. So when you tell other people that, you are telling everyone in your vicinity, hey, I'm not someone that should be in your life because of this and this and this. No, 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 buddy. No. What you should be saying is, honestly, sometimes nothing. Like, you don't have to walk around being like, my hair looks so good, this looks so good. But you walk around saying, oh, my hair is greasy, oh, my hair is this. You bring the light to negative things, but not the positive things. And that's honestly been something that's very normalized in societies, where you walk up and people are like, oh my god, like, I'm so dumb, I'm so this. Like, they're constantly belittling themselves. And I used to do, like, I would be like, oh my god, like, I'm so stupid. And it happens. You have moments in your life where you are stupid. You have moments in your life where you're ugly and these insecurities are there. That's always gonna happen. It's the way that you process it. So you can either say all these negative things, you can dwell on all this stuff. And also you should process these emotions and you should move on. You should not always be in the cycle of like, oh my God, I'm so this, and this. It's never going to work out. You are telling everyone that you do not deserve something. And when you believe you do not deserve something, you don't work as hard to get it. Imposter syndrome is honestly the key to this, because you could be, for example, I'm gonna take content creator. You could be like, oh, I'm not like people who have 100 billion followers. I'm not pretty as them. I'm not aesthetic as them. You are telling yourself what you cannot be and who you cannot be and what you cannot achieve. Like, why are you limiting yourself so badly where you can't even have progress? You can't even succeed, because if this is where you want to reach, you are capping yourself here. How does that make sense? It doesn't. And it all stems from the power of your words. There's a Dr. Seuss quote. Honestly, I have no idea how it goes, but it's like, let me search up one quote I like. It's by Lao Tzu. I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly, but it's like, be careful of your thoughts, they become words, and your words become actions. Be careful of your actions, they become habits, and your habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. So, where does it all start from? What is the base? What is the foundation? Your thoughts. You say them out loud. Whatever you're thinking, you say out loud. You say them out loud. You believe those actions. You believe you're not good enough for that. You believe you're not good enough for this. And then those become your habits. You believe you're not good enough to pass this test. Why should you study? You won't learn anything. You believe I'm never going to lose the weight. Why should I go to the gym? It's a waste of time. You believe that why should I even think about getting healthy hair? Like, this is my destiny. This is what I'm never going to have it. You stop doing your hair care. You stop doing your skincare. Do you see where your thoughts start and where they end? You just had one thought that you're like, it's no big deal. Everyone has these insecurities. And all of a sudden, that is your destiny. You're going to regret having these thoughts and not working as hard as you can. Imposter syndrome is so hard because your biggest enemy is your mind. And honestly, there's a quote. I'm going to get it up again before I start saying who's it by. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse 5, it says, our biggest enemy is our own mind. It is a saboteur that thwarts our aspirations for perfections. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And sometimes it'll be one side or the other. That's how it happens. It's change. And that is the biggest thing that you can ever learn from anyone or anywhere. Just the fact, honestly, that is where it all stems from. Your thoughts. So after don't let yourself succeed, after you stop your potential from actually, being potentialized, that is your character. Your habits become your character. You study every day, your character is a studious person. You go to the gym every day, you are a fit character. Do you get what I'm saying? What you do consistently is who you become. You can't go to the gym one day and be called a gym rat. You can't work as a, cook something and be a professional chef. What you can do is work on that every single day and do the actions of achieving that goal. You want to become a chef, you get the certifications, you get the work experience. You don't just cook a meal and call it a day. That's not how that works. That's not how anyone expects it to work. So you can't expect that one success to be your overarching success, and obviously that one negative thought isn't going to change your entire life for the worse. But consistency is what happens. You're consistently telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I will never do this, I'll never do that. What is that going to do? It's going to give you a negative image of yourself, and what you think of yourself is also what's going to reflect on other people's thinking of you. If you're a confident person who speaks eloquently, who speaks with, just who is very self-confident in themselves, you're very self-assured, you're going to come across as someone who is very self-assured. But if you're constantly belittling yourself, you're constantly, saying negative things about yourself, people are going to think that's negative Nancy over there. And people don't want to be around people who are going to make themselves feel bad. Like, if you're constantly being like, oh my God, like, I'm not good enough, people are going to start agreeing because you're pissing them off. So stop doing that. And honestly, who you become is who you will continue to be until you change. So, and it's not that difficult. I'm not saying that one day you're going to wake up and be like, I'm so perfect, I'm so amazing, everything's going correct, all my insecurities are gone, I'm never going to be insecure ever again. That's not going to happen. It's not a perfect world, and that's not going to happen. Now, what did I just say? I had a negative action where I don't believe it could happen. But let's, for, just for Pete's sake, not for Pete's sake, in general, that type of sentence is not the worst thing I could have said. But it's not the best thing. I could say that, one day it's going to happen. One day I'm going to wake up. Might be tomorrow, might even be today. I'm going to wake up and say, I'm perfect and it's going to happen. But you need to work towards it. You need to wake up every single day. You need to go to bed every single day with a positive thought. Don't look in the mirror and the first thing, you'll think it. It will take a while to train your mind, but you can't train your mouth. You can tell yourself, why are you saying it out loud? You can think it. It's hard to not think stuff. Like, you look at it and the first thing, you're like, oh my God, like, why do I look like that? But why are you saying it? Stop saying shit like that. Oh my God. So, all in all, just understand that everything that you say, everything that you do reflects on you and also what other people's perspective of you is. No one is going to think something else when you tell them who you are. You obviously there's some discrepancies for that. You can be a horrible person and say I'm the best person in the world. Whatever. In this case, whatever. But in general, if you tell someone that you are so bad at one thing, they're going to believe you. Why would they not believe you? Like, that's how that works. Just keep that in mind. Honestly, you know your boundaries. You know how your mind works. You know how you think. You know how you act. And you know what type of thoughts that you have. Only you know that. So it's up to you to see in what areas of your life do you want to improve this streamlined thinking. Do you want to stop thinking so negative things about yourself, about the way that you look, the way that you act, the way that you are? This all comes from inside you. You can't change yourself by wanting to change for other people. You can't do it. Like, you're not going to even realize that you're doing it until you realize the negative effects of it on yourself. Like, no one will tell you that it's wrong. No one is going to say, hey, have you ever thought being more positive? People are just going to move on because they have their own shit to go through and they have their own lives to deal with. So, do not take it for granted that you have the ability to change. You 100% can do whatever you want with your life in a good way or a bad way. It is up to you to decide. And that is overwhelming. That is honestly so terrifying. It is so scary to know that anything you do at the second could change your life permanently. Or anything that you do now won't even change your life. It's two sides of this coin. It's a double-edged sword. So it's up to you. Do I want to wake up every single day? Do I want to go around with my day and feel like shit and think that I'm shit, think I look like shit, think that like I'm not a good person, I'm not good enough? Because what you tell yourself, you will manifest. I 100% believe in that. Whatever you tell yourself every single day is what's going to happen. You tell yourself, oh, like, I'm so this, I'm so that, like, I'll never be that. You will never be that. Because you don't even think, if you don't think that you can be someone who does XYZ or who acts like XYZ, why would you become like that? You yourself are telling yourself that I will never be good. Like you can say, I'll never be good at math. I'm always going to be stupid at math. It's not my strong sport. Now, there are facts. You could be like, you know what? Like, I like science more than math. I'm more of a biology person. I'm better at biology. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't be good at math. You are stopping yourself. Now, I also think people have different skill sets. For example, some people honestly you just can't do it. Like, you can't wrap your head around it. You've tried it. You know that you've tried it, and that is okay. But if you're telling yourself, I can't do that, I can't do it, before you even give it a chance, if you do it before you give it a chance, you're pissing me off. But you've tried, and you know that you've tried so hard and you still can't do it, don't tell yourself that. Just tell yourself, I can make it, I can do it, and give yourself a break. You don't have to achieve it right now. You don't have to achieve your goals right now. You don't have to act on it right now. But what you can do is set that foundation for when you're ready. So I hope this thing was useful for you guys. Honestly, I just talked. But if you have any questions, my socials are always linked in the bio. If you're on YouTube, comment down below. Just new updates, so you never know. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for listening.